Psalm 26 of David. Vindicate me, O Lord, for I have walked in my integrity, and I have trusted in the Lord without wavering. Prove me, O Lord, and try me. Test my heart and my mind. For your steadfast love is before my eyes, and I walk in your faithfulness. I do not sit with men of falsehood, nor do I consort with hypocrites. I hate the assembly of evildoers, and I will not sit with the wicked. I wash my hands in innocence and go around your altar, O Lord, proclaiming thanksgiving aloud and telling all your wondrous deeds. O Lord, I love the habitation of your house and the place where your glory dwells. Do not sweep my soul away with sinners, nor my life with bloodthirsty men, in whose hands are evil devices and whose right hands are full of bribes. But as for me, I shall walk in my integrity. Redeem me and be gracious to me. My foot stands on level ground. In the great assembly, I will bless the Lord. In this psalm, David speaks of many people who are going to the temple and are serving at the altar, and they're all washing their hands. And I think in this moment during this pandemic, we're all washing our hands probably more than we were used to doing. But in the temple laws and the purity laws, the washing of hands was a very important thing to do. But it was an outward sign of an inward reality that was supposed to be taking place. And David is saying in verses 4 and 5 that there are hypocrites who are doing the outward things, but truly not understanding what is supposed to be taking place in the heart. John Calvin wrote about this verse 6 of Psalm 26. The outward washing alone, instead of profiting hypocrites, kept them at a greater distance from God. When the psalmist therefore says, I will wash my hands in innocence, he intimates that they only gather more pollution and filth by their washing. That is, the hypocrites are only adding up filth and pollution on their hands. And so we thus see that as hypocrites derive no moral purity whatever from their washings, David mocks at the labor with which they vainly toil and torment themselves in such rites. In other words, to bring it to us today, when you're washing your hands, consider obviously the importance of doing that for your health, but for your spiritual health, the question should be, am I doing things outwardly that help me look pure, but inwardly my heart is not pure inside? And that's a question for all of us to consider. And when we run to the Lord for his grace, and when we rely upon Christ alone and his innocence, then we truly find the fount for all of our obedience and all of our purity. It's in Christ alone. And so I encourage you to consider your heart today as you're washing your hands. But then he goes on to say that he would proclaim thanksgiving aloud and tell the wondrous deeds of the Lord. And so we're going to sing this song, I Love to Tell the Story. I love to tell the story of unseen things above, of Jesus and his glory, of Jesus and his love. I love to tell the story because I know 'tis true. It satisfies my longing as nothing else can do. I love to tell the story. 'Twill be my theme in glory to tell the old story of Jesus and his love. I love to tell the story. 'Tis pleasant to repeat what seems each time I tell it more wonderfully sweet. I love to tell the story, for some have never own holy word. I love to tell the story. 'Twill be my theme in glory to tell the old story of Jesus and his love. I love to tell the story for those who know it best, seem hungering and thirsting to hear it like the rest. And when in scenes of glory I sing the new song, 'twill be the old story that I have loved so long. I love to tell the story. 'Twill be my theme in glory to tell the old story of Jesus